Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 16th. You have this competition card. It says, remember that there is no competition if you are truly original. You have this boss card. It says, gone are the days of answering to anyone else. Your destiny is in your own hands. Yes. I think a lot of work changes are coming for Libra. I've been saying that to you for like months, years. I think that you've been trying to change in work, or how work works for you for a very long period of time. So it doesn't really surprise me that these work change cards basically come up for you all the time. And I think it's a good thing, because as I've said to you before, I think you're finally kind of getting what you want in work, or you're about to. So that looks good. You have the Page of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Devil showing up in your first row. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity and needing to be curious about something. And you go down to the Judgment card, to the Seven of Pentacles. But the other thing here, Libra, is you have the Tower. But this right here, Judgment to Tower, is the most powerful combination in the tarot. Those two cards together represent like a major revelation or a major wake-up call. So I consider those two together to be good, because it's like you are having this like big wake-up call. And then right after it, we have the Ten of Pentacles. I kind of feel that, if you have been feeling frustrated, or if you've been feeling like a lack of direction, and maybe you're saying to yourself that you're not sure like what to do, or where to go, or what to focus on, I feel that a lot of you could be getting some direction, or you could be finally understanding what you need to do in your life. And I feel that could be very good for you with this Page of Swords energy. A lot of people have been getting the Page of Swords lately for like the past, for this year, 2025-ish. And I would say that we are in a time of curiosity. I think we have to ask a lot more questions. But really what it boils down to, Libra, is I feel like we can't get stuck in the old ways. There are just a lot of things that are happening in the astrology that I think are basically trying to get people to realize that we just have to innovate, at this time. And a great way to figure out what to innovate on is to ask questions, right? So you can ask yourself questions, you can ask people questions, you can just ask the question why. It's just that simple, and that's what I would do here. You have the Three of Swords. Yeah, I would definitely, one thing I will say is Page of Swords, Three of Swords, Devil, Judgment, Tower. I would definitely be careful of a past person coming back this week. This to me looks like a repeat heartbreak. So I feel that, obviously this isn't going to be true for all of you, but for some of you, I would be careful of that kind of like repeat heartbreak type thing. And again, this might not be true for all of you, but if you have a person coming back, I would be careful of that. The other thing is again, I get this frustration energy here. It's like, I'm not saying that you're miserable right now, but I do feel like some of you could be feeling very frustrated, like tense in the jaw type of frustration. And I don't know, I think energies like that, like frustration or anxiousness, things like that, we need to find an outlet for that energy, or we need to do something with that energy so that it doesn't become destructive. And it is popping into my head here, Libra, that again, the Three of Swords can just be general health, and the Devil can too. The Devil can represent anything that steals your energy, or anything that kind of prevents you from moving forward or finding success or whatever. It's an energy vampire. And so I think with this Three of Swords and also with this Devil, it would be a really great time to come up with something to do with your energy. I think like I've been doing a lot of tapping recently. So tapping, there's plenty of videos about tapping on YouTube. One of my favorite things to do. Definitely, I think it works. And it's free, I always say, so you might as well try it, right? There are a billion videos on tapping for anxiety and stress and things like that on YouTube for free that you can watch. So I think any of that would be really good. But this could also be about channeling your energy into something. Sometimes I feel like the Devil is trapped creative like energy. These people, they have these animal horns on their heads, and the animal horns represents like our baser instincts or our root chakra energy. Sometimes I feel the Devil says we have to take that energy up to our heads, and we have to like express it into the world. And so definitely going this way, Judgment, Two of Pentacles, this could be saying that it's time for you to like express something that you've been holding back. I think sometimes when we hold, like if we hold things in, that is toxic, right? If we're not letting things out in a healthy way. I'm not saying that you have to explode at this time with the devil, but definitely if there are feelings or things that you're not letting out, that could also be a problem, and that could also cause some resentment or whatever. It's like I don't really have any good examples, but I've definitely I've worked. It kind of reminds me of work. I've worked with people before where it's like they just allow things to like build up inside them, and they're always like talking about the boss behind their back, and saying like all these things like, oh, they should do this, that, the other thing. It's like, well, why don't you speak up and say that? It's like you can't have this resentment if you're not willing to share, right? And I'm not saying that's what you're doing here, but I kind of feel that with the devil, where it's kind of like saying let it out. With the Page of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, everybody has to be bold and assertive at this time. I mean, it's just a simple fact of the energy right now. If we want something, we have to go for it, and we have to learn as we go. And that is the Queen of Wands. So I think anything that you're trying to accomplish, it's like saying go for it. With the Three of Swords, you have the World card. Yeah, the World could be like closing out a cycle with that Three of Swords. Same thing, Judgment is also kind of like closing something out. These people are rising up out of these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And so they are kind of being asked by the universe to close something out. And, again, a lot of you could be closing something out. With the devil, you have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence and gratitude and luxuries. You always get the Nine of Pentacles with me, actually, now that I think about it. You always get the Seven of Pentacles with me, and you have the Seven of Pentacles here. And so the Nine of Pentacles is about kind of gratitude and luxuries. The Nine of Pentacles is sometimes like heaven on earth. And it doesn't necessarily say that you have heaven on earth, but it does say that you could have like this vision of what would make you grateful for life, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of you could be putting in the work, or you need to put in the work to kind of move towards that, to be more grateful for life, or to create something to be more grateful for life. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this entanglement card. Yes, it says if you realize you're in an entanglement, maybe time to take a break or move on. This could be a past person or something that you need to move on from. You have this evil eye card. It says protect yourself against the evil eye so it doesn't negatively impact your life. Yes, definitely good time for protection with these cards. But if you are entangled in something, I definitely feel it's time to set yourself free. I am kind of just getting freedom on that Judgment card, so a lot of you could be setting yourselves free from things that have been holding you back for a while. You have the King of Swords, the Judgment card, and the Six of Swords. I kind of feel like this is you, Libra, showing up in the reading. I just feel like you are showing up as the King of Swords energy. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom and discernment. It's also a card of like maturity as well. And with the Judgment card here, it would kind of say that you maybe are realizing that you have matured past something. I think we do get to a point in our life sometimes where we just like no longer enjoy how we have been living life because we have matured, right? And I know that's very general, but I don't know. That's what's popping into my head. It's like you have matured to a certain point in your life where you just are looking for new things, right? And that's pretty much what I get off of that card. You have the Judgment card. Yes, like I said, Judgment and Tower to me together is very powerful and very good, and also represents like a big wake-up call or major revelation. So, or it could also represent like a big light bulb moment. And I would say that's more of the energy that I get for you, is like you are receiving an answer to something this week. Like if you have been unsure about what to do with your life, or what job to get, or what project to focus on, or what person to focus on, it's like that's what I'm getting off of these two cards, is like you are getting an answer as to what to double down on or what to focus on. And I would definitely do that with this energy. On top of that, I do feel like some of you could be moving here. If you're thinking about moving, this is actually very good for moving. World, Judgment, Tower. So a lot of you could be deciding to move. You have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. So a lot of you could be moving on to calmer shores, or moving on to bigger and better things in your life. I also feel that some of you are clearly leaving something behind this week. The woman and the child in this boat, they're wearing nothing but the clothing on their back, and they are bringing nothing with them across these choppy waters. So they are completely starting over. They're having a completely new beginning and completely releasing the past. So a lot of you could really be, starting over this week on something, or you could just be letting something go once and for all in your life. And, obviously that would be a good thing with this energy. These two people, they are being guided by their guide. This guy in the back of the boat, he represents a guide, or the ferryman. He kind of goes back and forth between the choppy waters. So you are protected in this journey of going back and forth across the choppy waters. I also, sometimes I feel the Six of Swords can represent feeling a little bit stuck in the mud. And again, I get that like a little bit of frustration here at the beginning of your reading. And, I think that frustration energy can make us feel a little bit stuck in the mud. So I do feel a lot of you are kind of like being set free here, which is good. With the King of Swords, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is like the separation. It's clear to me that you're moving on from something, obviously. I mean, Three of Swords, Judgment, Tower, Six of Swords. I feel that some of you could be walking away from something or removing yourself from a situation. Five of Swords doesn't have to be bad. It's like, it's kind of like a challenge. He's winning at all costs, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But at the same time, I feel that these Five of Swords can say that you're taking some sort of risk to walk away from something. And usually it's a good thing with the Five of Swords. With the Judgment card, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, Six of Wands like a victory or a big success coming in for you. If you are walking away from something, this would say that you are coming out on top, really. This is a card of achievement and being celebrated. You have this competition card that says, remember that there is no competition if you are truly original. Judgment, Six of Swords, it's like that energy could definitely be you making a decision that other people don't see, which, if there was ever a time in history where we could be making those decisions, it would be right now. What the hell am I talking about? Pluto and Aquarius. We have all this energy that is basically saying that you could be doing things, and when you tell people, which you shouldn't tell people what you're doing, but when you tell people what you're doing, they might call you crazy, or they might be like, what the hell are you doing with your life? Those types of decisions are the decisions that can lead to a lot of success, because again, we're in a time of innovation, and we're also in a time where we have to make our own decisions. And so people who are willing to do those things are going to be very successful. With the Six of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think that a lot of you are making a quick, rapid change here. I really don't feel much on this. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, sometimes I feel, usually he can represent being too hasty, but I feel in your situation that you are just making a quick change, plain and simple. We also have two sixes here, and if you've been watching me for a while, I love two sixes. Two sixes kind of says that you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. You're doing the right things that you need to be doing at this time. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Strength card, this Lion card. It says strength and success. You have this Dove card. It says peace and serenity on it. Yeah, I definitely feel it would be a good time for you to focus on peace or creating more peace in your life. I also feel you could be creating more strength. You're focusing on your own strength at this time, which would also be amazing. I feel like you are stronger. It's like that Six of Wands is saying to me that you are making your own decisions. And that is like one of the ultimate forms of strength, when you can make up your mind on your own and you don't need other people to tell you what to do. It's like you are becoming the leader. And so I feel that for a lot of you. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're very busy this summer. I mean, it is a very busy summer, I think, for most people. It's like very fiery just in general this summer. And, I think a lot of people are just going to be busy doing a lot of stuff, focusing on projects, focusing on things that they want to build and create. So I kind of feel like you are getting into this creative space, or you are getting into a more creative space. And I definitely feel that with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is also work hard, play hard, which has been coming up for a little bit over a year for everyone. I'm not really sure what it is, but I do feel that it's important that we really balance our energy. I think the quickest way to fail right now is to like only work and not balance out the other side, and then you burn out and fail, right? So I do feel it's important that we all kind of balance the energy. You have the Tower. The Tower can represent a Tower moment, of course. Again, as I said in your reading, I'm not worried about it because to me, Tower and Judgment is a good thing. And, it can just represent having a light bulb moment. I think that, really I feel like this reading is very simple. It looks to me like you're having an aha moment this week, or you're having like a big aha moment this week, because we go up to the 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. It's like, like a perfect match for you is coming in. And that doesn't have to be love. As a matter of fact, for most of you, I don't think it is. I think 10 of Pentacles is your ultimate vision for your life. It is building, leaving a legacy. So the aha moment that you could be having this week is just knowing like what actions to take. And I also feel the important thing about this reading is that it feels to me like you are finally getting past the frustration. As a person who I'm very stubborn, so I get easily frustrated, right, when things don't work. And so I know how hard it is to be in that frustration energy. And I feel that for you here, Libra. I feel like you are finally getting past that frustration energy, and it could just be answers or aha moments that are leading to you making moves. You have the 7 of Pentacles. As always, is the juice worth the squeeze? I mean, for about like almost 2 years now, you've been getting this card with me. I've noticed the theme for you here, Libra. And so the 7 of Pentacles says you need to look at everything that you are working on in life, and you need to decide, like, are these activities or these things that I'm doing, is it worth it or not? And, again, I can't answer that question for you. You have to answer that question for yourself. But, a lot of you could be trying to decide whether or not something is worth it or not for you to be working on with the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, I also feel, could be saying that there is something better, because you have the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles in the next row. Like, 7 of Pentacles is good, but he knows, like, he's learned everything he can from what he has grown here, and he knows that there might be something that's better. Or he's gained a bunch of knowledge, so he knows he should be using that knowledge to grow something better. And I feel that for you. It's like you have the opportunity to grow more. With the the 2 of Pentacles, you have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups can be a turnaround. So sometimes the 6 of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and the gift we receive is a turnaround, meaning we've been bumping up against an obstacle, and now we can remove that obstacle and move forward with the 6 of Cups. Again, I would be careful of a past person with this reading. I don't know. I just kind of feel it. We do have a retrograde coming up in July or whatever, but a Mercury retrograde. We right now we have Pluto retrograde, but I don't know. It's like, I guess there could be some things going on that could bring back a past person. I would just be careful of past people based off this reading. Here you go with the 3 of Swords. Again, I would, again, not telling you what to do. You can do whatever the hell you want. You are an adult, but I would definitely be careful of a past person here, because it looks like a repeat mistake to me. This looks like something that will just happen again. And, again, I don't know. I'm far from perfect. I'm not like trying to be perfect here or anything, Libra, but this is definitely something I would avoid, because it looks like a repeat heartbreak, and, that's that. With the 7 of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. I think you are ready. I think everyone is ready. The secret right now is that we have Saturn and Neptune and Aries, your opposite sign. You are probably much more ready than you realize for whatever you're about to do in your life, but you just have to do it. The Hermit, he's been through a dark night of the soul. He's been through something difficult, but he's standing there and he's like, there's got to be more for me to do. There's got to be more of a struggle. Again, when we get too used to the struggle, we just think that there has to be more struggle. No, is what I would say. So it's like, I think this is true for everyone. I think everyone needs to realize that we have to stop struggling. That does not mean that we will stop struggling. I know that's confusing, but really it isn't. There will always be things to struggle over in life, but the point of the Hermit is that we have to realize that we have learned. So we have to start something, whatever we're thinking about starting, and we have to see it through to the end. And we also have to make sure we're not making it complicated. And if we do that, we will be very successful. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this It Is What It Is card. You have this Royal You card. Yes, definitely. A lot of you could definitely be stepping up into like a little bit of a glow up here, or, it could be saying that you are shining bright at this time. The thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that like Ten of Pentacles is like building your own kingdom. It's like building your future kingdom in your life, building a lot of security. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. So I feel a lot of you at least have a vision or understand kind of like what your legacy would look like. And I feel a lot of you could be building and leaving a legacy at this time, or you could be working on building a legacy. Everybody is doing this right now because of Uranus and Taurus. Even though in July 9th or whatever it is, 8th or 9th or whatever, Uranus will be moving into Gemini. Doesn't matter. When Uranus changes signs, that's when the rubber meets the road. That's when we really have to put the work in to build something permanent in our life. Taurus wants true freedom. We had Uranus and Taurus. That's basically what the collective is being asked to do, is to build something that creates true freedom in their life, in your life, right? And so a lot of you could be building relationships, businesses, careers, everything, health as well. It's like you could be building things that create true freedom, and that's what I would be doing with that card. But again, if you're having any aha moments this week, any ideas for work or business, I would just get started because it looks like those ideas could be very successful. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is like equal give and take. Six of Pentacles is like planting seeds in a direction as well. He's giving to one person but not the other. I feel for a lot of you that the Six of Pentacles could be saying that you are creating more balance in your life, which of course would be a good thing. I also feel that there's something about fairness popping into my head here, where it's like, maybe you feel like the universe is being more fair with you, or maybe you feel like the things are going a little bit more your way. And again, it's putting like a little bit of wind in your sails, right? Maybe that's a good way to put it for you, Libra. So I do like that. You have the Two of Cups. Yes, I think this is also talking about love. I think there's something much better coming in for you, is what the Two of Cups is trying to say. So, don't go dumpster diving and, go back to a past person, is what this reading is saying. This reading is saying there's like something much better that's available to you, or something much better that's coming in for you that will probably bring true happiness and will help you avoid a disaster tower. So I would definitely don't go back to the past. I think there's something very good coming in. Yes, this is amazing. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Cups. I love the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups together. To me, this represents fortune after difficulty, or good things happening after a difficult period of time. These two cards also represent like happy home, happy family. So, there could be a lot more happiness coming in as well. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is like cause and effect, or equal give and take, and it's alchemy as well. It's very similar to the Justice card, but I think that a lot of you could be just seeing that, with the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, you are finally understanding, like, if you give energy to certain things, I feel like you are understanding what the result of your energy is. And when we understand that with the Temperance card, we can make better decisions. So I feel like you're making better choices. With the Two of Cups, you have the Emperor. The Emperor definitely could be an Emperor that you're attracting into your life. And the Emperor energy can also be Aries. But so it could be an Aries. It could be any sign that you're attracting into your life. But if you want love, definitely could be an Emperor type person. This could also just be you taking control of your life, which I think would be good. Next, you have this Broom card. It says new home, new attitude. Yes, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is all about your environment. So Nine of Pentacles is all about creating an environment of success. Literally, we talk about this with you all the time, Libra. So anything you could do to change your environment would be a good idea. Some of you could be moving, but like I said, you don't have to move. You could be doing anything to fix your environment, which would be good. You have the Scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair. Yes, probably a past person. So some of you definitely could be feeling this energy of like a past person or a past disappointment. And, I think it's time to kind of like let it go. You have this Forest. It said muddled, unclear thinking. I kind of feel like you're coming out of this because of the Tower of Judgment. It's like you're having an aha moment that leads to a lot of clarity. I think this is also frustration energy. When we are frustrated, we probably can't see things clearly. So I think that anything you can do to kind of become more clear in your life would be a good idea. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life. Yeah, definitely could be a toxic person that's leaving your life or a past person, but I think someone new is also entering into your life with that Emperor energy as well. You have this quill. It says get back to basics. Yes, all this like basic stuff comes up for people like crazy since the beginning of this year. I've been telling everyone to keep it simple. I think people who just keep it simple and don't overcomplicate like whatever it is that they're doing in life are going to have a really good time. People who overcomplicate things are going to have a hard time. So, just stick to the basics and things will go well. But this looks pretty interesting here, Libra. I think it's pretty simple. Aha moment this week. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.